Good morning. It is the 2nd of September today, and so summer is starting to come to an end as we transition into autumn, and we've got lots of things to harvest from the garden. So it looks like we've already started with tomatoes.
Sorry, I can't wait around.
They are very late this year, aren't they?
Yeah, like late to start. We've not had a good year for tomatoes because these seedlings weren't that great. The ones from the garden centre also, I don't know what happened to those. And I don't know if it's us, the season, the year, I don't know.
Well, I'm just impressed that we got any at all, because these are the tomatoes that we grew from seed, and they were looking very, very sad early in the spring, but now they're starting to produce, which is great.
Don't think we got any blight this year, but the plants haven't been as healthy as we've had before, and so we can be grateful for that. We've had lots of a lot more fresh produce than we're going to end up canning, which is no bad thing because fresh tomatoes and salads and stuff is really nice. But we do try to overgrow so that we can preserve for the off season. But I think there's going to be a little bit less of that this year. I'm taking some of these a bit early, but I prefer to do that than have them overdone.
Look at that, a whole bunch of black ones.
Except the green ones on there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we did better with the black ones this year. Still not amazing.
Well, we've still got some learning to do.
One of the things that I'm going to work on soon and get your input on is the raised bed design for the rest of the garden and a permanent trellising infrastructure.
Yeah, we still haven't mastered the trellising, have we?
No. So while you're harvesting there,
Yes.
have a think about if there's a plant or two that we might want to remove to put the cauliflower in.
Maybe where the melons were.
Oh, you want to take all the melons out? Yeah, we can take all the sugar babies out and then have that top half of that bed.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Now, I don't know whether to take these ones. They're looking quite small.
Yeah, don't take them if they're small because we've got loads. I'm going to take these ones though because I had one of these recently in a Thai curry and it was a bit too big and the colour had started to fade. It was almost like this. I think they're nicer when they're smaller.
Smaller, that's what I thought. But the picture on the packet has them nice and long, so...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's not all about length, my love.
So these are the chocolate ones. They go this browny colour.
Oh, right. So I was expecting them to be red, but they're actually supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's time to make another chili sauce.
I want to make a jalapeno hot sauce.
Yeah, we could use these to do that. They're not jalapenos, but they're not far off.
But not like a sriracha that you did, not a paste, like an actual sauce that you can have on burgers and stuff.
Well, the sriracha one that we did, we got a paste and we got a sauce.
Yeah, but
the paste lasted all year, but the sauce was gone within a few months. Look at this beautiful thing in the background.
I was about to say, we haven't had the best tomato season, but we're having an excellent loofah season.
It's just so beautiful as well, regardless of the fruit that's growing on
pretty.
it.
And there's so many more flowers about to come through as well. It's quite crazy. So that's the female one. It comes
See,
with...
that's confusing, because to me that looks like a male one.
I know. These are the male ones that have lots of little flowers.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a female, but when they start, they already have like a long bit, and then they put a single flower on the end of it. If that gets pollinated, then it continues to grow. So first year I did it, I was manually pollinating them because I wasn't sure. I've heard lots of stories about people struggling to get loofahs pollinated. This year I haven't. There's no problem.
Not here, no.
If you dig in here, oh, it's really difficult.
Oh, wow.
It's a lovely
Holy crap.
example. So it's a really good season. It's another one that's equally huge.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
That one going through.
Have you seen?
They've done really well.
I mean,
Yes,
I
they're
don't want
nice
to
and
pick
big.
it off, but
Another one.
that's amazing.
And this is one thing I don't know about. Maybe someone knows more about loofahs than me. We have these light coloured ones and then the darker coloured ones. And it's not an age thing because some of them start out light.
Oh, yeah.
Like this one on the end here, not fully developed yet, but is already light. Again, here's a slightly more fully developed, and there's another one behind it on the other side of the trellis.
Do you think it's the different plants?
No,
Because you get light and dark from one
both,
plant.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know if it's the pollination, whatever. But I mean, these style ones is going to make some really decent sized loofah scrubbers. One thing that I've learnt from last year is we need to take these off the plant before the rains come and dry them inside. So I will leave them as long as possible, but the big ones I will definitely be taking off well before they can start to deteriorate on the plant. And I almost feel like I should be taking the flowers off, but I don't know if that's a good thing or not, so I'm just going to leave it. But
Plus,
yeah.
it looks beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, there's another one. And I think also for next year, I'm going to build a dedicated trellis for loofahs, like what we saw in Southeast Asia. So they have posts, and then along the top, they go up and over. So I'm going to build something like that, because these guys really struggle when they get to the top of this not so high trellis, where to go to. They start climbing into the orange tree and all over the place. Another
So it's
improvement.
almost like we could build a pergola for loofahs and put a little table and chairs underneath it.
That would be an exciting plan. Yeah, that's an excellent idea.
Something else which has been another great success this year is all the pumpkin. You may remember from a previous video we had a pumpkin problem, or the beginnings of a pumpkin problem at least. We now have an actual pumpkin problem,
Not
but
a
it's actually a
problem.
good thing. So when we say problem, we just mean lots of, not that it's bad. But let's show you some of those.
This is the bottom area that we always leave for pumpkins so that they can go long down this way. And we have 3 varieties in here: butternut, red curry, and muscat de Provence.
Provence,
Provence.
in France.
Okay, well, I can't speak French.
You struggle with English sometimes.
I know. It's because I'm Australian. I speak Australian. And then we had so many left over, like I think 12 extras. So we made these extra holes around the place, and I squeezed in a few others. And they are going great guns as well. They're a little bit behind these guys because they got planted a bit later. But let's show you how much pumpkin is on those plants as well.
So there's the plant is down here at the bottom of this bed, and it sprawls off all the way down here
And in that direction.
and behind me as well.
And this has got 1, 2, 3, 4 at the moment. So this is a muscat. It's got one fruit there. These ones come out really a lot later. We've only just started to see the fruit on these. And then a red curry, and there's a massive red curry on it. And then some more butternut.
Oh yeah, look at
Look at the
that.
size of that guy.
Beautiful.
All 3 of these varieties store really well. So we will can some with soups and whatever, but we will also store a lot of them to have fresh throughout the year. So this plant has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And it's all coming from this tiny little 40 by 40 square with a small scattering of compost on the top of it.
Oh, the soil underneath will also
But
be-
yeah, all the roots have gone down into below the bark, and they're doing great.
So we have, this was one of the first ones to come up with a red curry, with this one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's actually come off.
Ah,
There we go.
cool. And how much do you think that weighs? 2 kilos?
2.5 kilos.
So as you can see, the pumpkin, the squash, the winter squash are doing really well. The summer squash did well too, but we've talked about those plenty. And we made some cooking videos all about them as well. I'll put a link up for some of those in case you missed them. Do you want to show me your melons?
I have many. They're large. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We took one already from here of these sugar babies. So that's 6 in total. There's another plant down there with some, and then we have some growing on the deck. So we have some things we want to plant today in here. So we're going to take all these sugar babies out and we will then enjoy them and maybe make some cordial again. They do store. Last year I think we had one for 2 months maybe. That is the problem with them sitting on the compost rather than the bark.
Well, they also get this kind of sun damage, and I wonder if we did them vertically, if there would be more leaf and they would protect them more. So we might try that next year.
Well, we can check the one that's on the deck that's growing vertically when it comes to fruition and see how it fares.
Yeah.
But yes, then we wouldn't have this problem where you can't walk anywhere
Yes, exactly.
So we need to assess them for bug damage because the bugs have been having a field day on these guys.
I think they will probably do okay.
How many do you think we can fit in here?
5, 6, 5.
5, okay.
Yeah, they have been eaten a bit, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, that is our brassica summer problem.
Well, this I think is more slug and snail rather than...
On the deck?
Yeah.
I don't think so, up on the... I mean, maybe, but...
Maybe. That's what we'll do.
How many do you say? 5 or 6?
5 or 6, yeah.
Let's see if I can move some of this greenery out of the way.
So we've got our cauliflower planted, and a few days ago we also put in these purple sprouting broccoli, and to protect them from the evil cat that you can see just at the end there, we've covered them with some netting, which used to be on the asparagus and strawberry bed, but the strawberries have kind of finished now. So some simple cat protection, a few metal hoops just from some trellis wire, and some bird netting, which is now cat protection. You've also been working on some other cat protection.
Yes. So this was my prototype for cat protection, and I'm going to make some more of these. They go over here. So in here, and this is why I like them, we can just do that, we have some purple carrots, but I think I planted them a little bit too early. It was too hot and they all kind of wilted except for this little smattering. So I'm going to put some chard and lettuce in here.
And I guess in the future we can make larger versions of this wire panel if we wanted to plant a larger area.
Yeah, and taller if we wanted, because this only really just extends above the height of this. So as soon as you have something tall, like you couldn't use this on the broccoli, for example, which is why the netting works really well there. But for small things, works fine.
These are really nice little plants.
Yeah, they've done okay, hey?
These apples are looking pretty good. These will not be for today, but for a future project with some special guests who will hopefully be joining us. I won't reveal too much now, but it should be fun.
Oh, I can open the gate.
I can get it.
it goes.
So it turns out chickens love watermelon and other melons as well. We've had a couple that have gone bad in the field, and we just chuck them over here or cut them up into small pieces, chuck them into their yard, and then they go crazy for it, which is kind of cool because otherwise it would just go in the compost. So it's nice that they get to enjoy a summer treat as well. Should we do a quick chicken update while we're here? We've got some new names, thanks to the lovely people.
So the frizzly one, the second smallest white one, is now called Pepita, though we just refer to her as the frizzle.
Isn't Pepita a kind of melon or
So
pumpkin?
it's
No, it's a pumpkin, isn't it?
Hull-less pumpkin seed. So pumpkin seeds, normally you have to take the hull off to get to the actual seeds, but the pepitas, you don't. And then the other little one, the white one that's very young, hasn't got a comb yet, is Annie, for Annie seed.
Very good.
They're all very happy. We're also currently undergoing a round of treatment for scaly leg,
Yes.
which is working really well. And the chicken garden has had some adjustments, and I think in the future even more adjustments. Let me show you first what the chickens are doing to it, and then we'll talk about what's in it. When we built this, the frame was nice and level with the ground, but our team of excavators have been slowly digging out, and every time we water it, the water runs down, they dig a bit more. So they're digging out for the compost and the bugs and the water, and then they're now using it for dust bathing. The produce that I planted in here, so some of it, like this one, has pretty much been eaten, all of the leaves, so it's going to die off like I suspected. They are munching on all of this where they can get their beaks in, especially the two little ones because they have smaller beaks and can get into the holes. But I've also put on top just recently a whole load of cereal seeds, so wheat, rye and oats. I just scattered them on top because it was very difficult because there was already stuff in here, and I'm watering it in regularly, and we'll see if any of it sprouts. If that doesn't work, I'll come in and take all the greens off, put a little bit more compost on top, and then water it in again and see if it takes. And if this takes, the small yard that we have behind the house here, I'm going to close that off for a period of time, seed it in its entirety, let some produce come up, greens come up, plants come up, and then slowly do this in the larger yard, is just cordon off sections, seed it, let it sprout up, let them in there, do the next thing. And eventually we would like to do that with our entire olive grove as well. So regenerate the soil or improve the soil by putting some grains in, maybe some other grasses in. The rye is particularly good for like trying to get rid of any weeds and stuff. So we definitely want to do that before we start using that for anything other than olives. Why are you all laying in the house, not in the nest boxes? Well, there's a chicken on them first.
Oh.
She likes to take her time.
Don't we all? Right, it is starting to get a little bit warm out here, so we're going to retreat into the cool and shade of the house to deal with all of the food that we harvested today. And we were hoping to get to some of the processing and the preserving and the cooking in this video, but I think because we had so much to show you down in the garden, it's going to end up being very long. So what we're going to do is break it into two parts, and in a couple of days we'll have a cooking and preserving video for you. The plan is to make some sauces, some tomato sauces, some hot sauces, a couple of dips, maybe some bread, all sorts of things. So if you like the sound of that, do join us in a couple of days. It will probably go out on a Monday evening, but after that time, you can watch it whenever suits you. So do make sure to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you want to know when that video is live. Otherwise, we will see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Bye!